Hey, everybody, I am live. Someone is watching. I can't exactly tell who it is. Uh, we are really having some technical issues here. Okay, I can see myself. I can see the chat. Evelyn, hey, Evelyn. Yes, and I can see you. I couldn't see you guys yesterday. I'm trying to tell everybody to come over from the other room. I see Hazel and Sharon and Andrea and everybody in the other room. Yeah, please let them know to come on over. I still have some epoxy in the mix, so they're not going to miss anything while I mix this up. Hey, Victoria, how you doing, honey? Haven't seen you in a while. Howdy, howdy, howdy. I been trying to get StreamYard to connect because the ultimate would be a multi-stream platform. That means we're on Facebook and YouTube together. And I've been trying. Hey, John, I have my mic on. Not sure if it's working, but I did get it on and got it to pair. So hopefully when I turn around, you guys will still hear me. What's the sound like, guys? Sounds very good. Good. Okay. Thank you, Casey. Yeah, thank you. Well, we can thank Fairy Art Mother for that. She sent me the mic in the mail, and of course, I panicked not knowing how to use it. And then thank you, John N., who's in this feed right now, walking me through, freaking out, going, I don't know how to read the instructions and make the darn thing work. Thank you, John. You are very sweet. Such a kind man. Very kind guy. We need more of those kind of people in our lives, right? Kind, good people. Yes, I am mixing. I would have been here a little bit sooner, but I had to make sure my laptop was here as a backup. My tablet is there, trying to come on into the stream. I saw all you guys in there. But yeah, well, thank Fairy Art Mother for sending it to me. And then we're going to thank John for walking me through and getting me the video on how to set it up. That second video you sent me was fabulous. See little bubbles in the air? You can tell I'm mixing my epoxy here. One more little cup. I'm mixing up 12 ounces of resin today. I don't know if Fairy Art Mother's in here. I was talking to her a few minutes before I came on with the feed. I don't know why I'm nervous. Oh my God, I found you. Blooming Colors by Millie. Lisa's here. Doug's here. You guys, I'm so sorry. We're trying to make StreamYard work. And what I found out is a compatibility thing. Either, and here's the weird thing, all night long, I had my phone mirrored to the StreamYard on my tablet. It kept showing me on my phone on the tablet. And then when we started the live, it was black. You guys all saw that black thing. So we'll figure it out. I'll do maybe a test later on this afternoon. And then hopefully we can keep up tomorrow's live and just go into the room because it's still up there. Yeah, we're going to do a little party beforehand. I figured why not? Get everybody in, chat up our affiliates and get a chance to come in and say hi. I know a lot of them are doing last minute things to get ready for the event. Now, for those of you that are new to us, once a quarter, every 3 months. Hey, Audra, every 3 months, and this is our third year, so this is our 12th event. We get our affiliates together, put all their talents together, and it's now become a 2-day event, and it's almost like bar hopping, only we're channel hopping and watching all the beautiful techniques. I'm looking to see if I have any paint on my face here. So one thing about looking yourself in the camera all the time, you're always like, anyway, we're channel hopping, and the work, my God, the last event just blew my mind. And I'm funny, when the event first started, I would make sure that everybody got their secret word in there so you guys would see it. And then Loida was helping me then. Well, everybody helps. Believe me, it's a team effort. But Britta Clayton, she's amazing. She's really good at getting the times all connected. Now I'm going to turn around. Hopefully you guys can still hear me talk. This is the test of the mic. Does the mic work when I have my back to you? Because it's always better to have your resin in smaller receptacles so that thermal, whatever happens, doesn't happen. And so I like to leave my cups behind me. That way I don't accidentally knock them over on the table. Oh, it works. Don't forget, what am I not supposed to forget? Okay, so anyway, this last event, my God, Sheldon did some brush work that knocked my socks off. And I remember the event before, Arissa Drew did this giant dragon. I mean, Taz does some stuff. I am just blown away by the artistry of the people in the event. Lance is always good for a beautiful landscape, but he does a lot of great brush painting. But that guy's got a great speaking voice. Love to hear Lance Travis talk. Okay, so today and tomorrow. Today I'm going to run through the new Purely Pigments, and there's a lot of you that haven't seen them yet. Okay, but these are the actual lab bottles, and Casey, yours is going to be shipping along with everybody else on Monday and Tuesday. I know you just messaged me, wanted to know your set 3 was. We started packing them all up on Thursday and Friday. So, all right, let's get started on this. So what are Purely Pigments? Because we have new people in here who've never heard of this. So Purely Pigments is basically giving you my chemistry set. Okay, pure color in a bottle. Oh, you got a sneak peek. You know what's funny? I got sidetracked because I was mixing the resin. I stopped looking at them in advance. I want to be surprised. I want to be just like you, going to the next video and say, what is Priscilla going to do? What is Britt going to put up? What is Luna going to put up? And I want to be surprised. And so yeah, you did first time you did a pre-order where you get a beautiful gift that goes along with it. Your gift, if you're a regular customer, is the Peribel Blue and a 2-ounce bottle out of the summer, our summer set of Prism Pour. If you're a member, and you can still become a member, even though the membership drive technically was over on the 30th, I have new software we've installed, and I have to go in and set everybody up. So while that is happening, the existing founding member cards are still up there. Once the software is installed, it's probably going to be middle of this week. It'll change to where there'll be a little thing that join the club for $19.99 and buy a card for 25% off, so people can still buy their way up the tiers. But until I have that set up, those founding member cards are still there. You still have a chance to become a founding members. Now, founding members are going to get, hi, Hazel, you are here, honey. I see you. Hazel's been having trouble making it in the room. And until the pre-event is over, and the pre-event is over officially on Wednesday morning. So between now and sometime Wednesday morning when I wake up, you can order the pre-event. And if you're a member, you're going to get this fun lab accident called Swamp Monster and 2 of the Prism Pour colors. Patty, I'm so glad you made it. Everybody's coming in saying how glad they made it. So I have a resin piece I want to do, but I want to be able to run through these colors pretty quickly. Yes, red and black. Well, it is kind of peach with a little bit of sparkle on it, but you're right. If you've made it with a hat, you know what, Evelyn? I think I need to get some more hats, right? Let me see if I've got my watercolor paper back here. I want to quickly run through these colors, and I do have some paper cut up here that we can use. And instead of just doing one color dot per square, I'm probably going to put a couple colors together that look good. Sorry I wasn't a little bit more prepared. I've been fighting with the whole StreamYard thing for 2 days. So yeah, I've got some good watercolor paper here. And that way you guys can see what the true color looks like. And by the way, in the description, for those of you that need to go, that's very good point. In the description of this video, in the description of the other video you guys were in, I will fix it when I get off of my live, is a playlist. So you can go from video feed to video feed to video feed to video feed. The person who's after me is Priscilla Batzel. And because I had to change rooms, it's not going to be in this description. You're going to have to look at the other one that has the art, has the Carnival of Color header on it, and that will tell you you're in the correct room. So let's get a little bit of color going here and play with these things. So what are purely pigments? First of all, because we got a lot of new people in the room, okay? Those of you guys have heard the spiel, you can hear it again and again. Purely pigments is basically a pure coloring system, archival color, originally designed for epoxy. I mean, that was my thought. And yeah, the playlist is over there in the other room. But yeah, oh, thank you, Evelyn. She's going to go check to see if anybody's sitting over there. I don't see anybody commenting in the room. I've got my computer right here in the room. It's just filtering. Luciana Sabatino. I can't believe it. Everybody's here today. I'm so excited. I love these parties. Okay, what are purely pigments? Purely pigments is basically, the concept was to give you my chemistry set. The phthalo red blue, we call it red shade blue, the phthalo green shade, the ultramarine blue, the Hansa yellow, and put them in a bottle so you guys could have pure color to work with. Then also the fact that as this fluid art movement has evolved since 2016, it's hard to believe that we are in 8 years into it. The fluid art movement has really sustained itself and it keeps growing. It didn't go away. A lot of people think it was going to be a fad, right? But with the fluid art movement and more and more and more advanced techniques that are being used, we're thinning down our colors. When Floetrol came out, started being used as an extender or additive, people were putting 70% additives in their color. This was in 2017. Sorry, I have something cover my mic. Then I can do this. In 2017, when people started using a lot of Floetrol in their work, first thing they said was, gosh, I hope it dries like this. And then the second thing they said is, why are the colors so dark? Why are they so matte? Why does my red look black? Well, if you go to the Floetrol site and actually read and deep dive into the fine print, which few of us do, I'm the weirdo that would go do that, right? They only recommend 20%. They only recommend you use 20% of the Floetrol to guarantee the integrity of your paint. Color integrity, structural integrity, will it have proper adhesion, right? So they only recommend 20%, but fluid artists are known for breaking the rules, right? We don't always follow rules. And so we've been adding so many additives from GAC to glue to Floetrol to everything you can imagine, and then the color is lost. So even though my original concept was, yeah, I really want to make an archival coloring system that could go into epoxy and acrylic, I had this aha moment. I was thinking about all my friends that are mixing up their colors, and suddenly the color is lost. I just realized I don't have my words. I'm supposed to give you, Casey, you're there, right? Are you going to stay for the whole event? Casey, I'm going to need you to put my words up around 11 o'clock and I'll remind you. I cannot believe I do not have my words, the first few words of the clues for the event are not written down right in front of me. And I actually wrote this thing. It's a quote about color and, Carnival of Colors. And thank you, sweetheart. So at the right time, and I will say it out loud, I don't have it written. Thank you, guys. It's been just okay. So the concept was epoxy. Then I thought, wow, it's really going to help the fluid art community. But everybody asked me, what's the deal? What's the difference? So here's the deal. Okay, a regular tube paint, and I always pull this up. This happens to be one of my favorite colors by Amsterdam. Okay, I love this color. Okay, and um, an average tube, 4-ounce tube of paint, which is 120 mils. You might have 1 to 2 mils of color. There could be 3, like that Amsterdam, that dark blue green might have 3 mils of pure color in the entire tube of paint. Then you go to an ink because people think of an ink as being more concentrated. Basically, it's the same amount of color that's in this, but concentrated down into a bottle. So there's maybe 2 to 3 mils of color in an ink. Okay. Now, until Purely Pigments, the highest saturation color you can get on the market was a fluid acrylic. Golden makes it, Matisse makes it, Hoblane makes it. We now have our own brand of fluid acrylics, Vivid Intense fluid acrylics. And the color saturation to this is about 3 mils per ounce, like how this is, right? So where this tube has 3, yeah, this bottle has 12, okay? Now, let's step it up one more. 26 mils of color, basically 30 mils of color in this thing, just enough carrier to get it to move. Okay, so in theory, I could make 10 tubes of paint out of this, couldn't I? It makes a lot of color. The price might seem a little bit up, but it's worth its weight in gold. And then as this thing evolved, my original concept was to give you guys my chemistry set so you could fix your stuff up. Hey, Lori, how you doing, honey? Lori Ohnstad is in the room. But this set, I think, changed my path, okay? I was experimenting with mid-range tones, getting ourselves a pretty cotton candy pink or a cyan blue. Now, these are actual colors that would match your tube paint, okay? Basically making those kind of colors. And the response has been overwhelming. While it's nice that people can have colors to touch up their paint and know if they want to deepen a red, remember this, there could be a pop quiz tomorrow, everybody. Hey, Taz, how you doing, sweetheart? If you want to deepen a red, most people think of putting a black into it. But actually what you want to do is use phthalo blue red shade. It's called red shade blue in our line. And so it's red family tone, but it's in a blue and it will deepen your red. However, it is so strong that I have to use the phthalo blue red shade in the Vivid Intense because remember, this is 3 mils of color per ounce. And so there's a video, I think it's a second, third video I did as I started these lives. I took a holly berry red and started adding a few drops and a few more drops of phthalo blue red shade till I got to a nice dry red wine, a deep wine. So I've decided we're going to keep going on these color bases. It was actually I was on the phone with Sherry and Kathleen McGee, and I said, "Well, I'm thinking of bringing you guys an aqueous white," and they kind of went, "Okay." I said I was also toying around with the idea of maybe making something like a snapdragon, and suddenly the tone in the room saying is like, "Please, yes, please." So yes, yeah, I would love, by the way, there's a lot of affiliates in here. Lori is in here. Sheldon's in here. Taz is in here. Introduce yourself. Lloyda just came in. Okay. Uh, these are the affiliates that are putting together this beautiful event today and tomorrow. We are so proud of you guys, and I am so honored to work with you. And so, yeah, I mean, that's kind of what's going on here. And these guys are coming in to say hello. We're also going to have a watch party tomorrow. Now, it's only going to be about an hour and 15 minutes. And there's going to be a pop quiz, not maybe going to be a pop quiz. There's going to be a pop quiz. So try remembering stuff that I'm telling you because I'm going to give away some stuff tomorrow. We'll be giving away all kinds of products tomorrow. So make sure you come by tomorrow too and visit me. I'm on an hour and 15 minutes before Britta Clayton's video starts at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Leslie Ohnstad. I'm the creator of ColourArte Products, and I'm your host on Color Play Live. I am here 3 days a week, Tuesday, Fridays, and Saturdays. Okay, let's take a look at these colors. Everybody's really excited about Swamp Monster. We'll get there. Okay, so we got a little challenge because I got the spinner on here. So we don't exactly have a ton of working room, right? But we got enough here to where we can pull something off if I can find my scissors. I didn't even get these things cut up in advance. Well, I got some squares here. Boy, this is a challenge. Try to do it on the squares. I can hear Sheldon going, yeah, fat chance that's going to work. But let's go ahead and try this. I mean, I've had these squares ready. It's a nice heavy duty watercolor paper. God, I took everything off the table because I thought for sure I was going to have a laptop up here. And so now I'm struggling to find the paintbrushes. And there's some little palettes. Here we go. Here's some little palettes I want. I like these little palettes to kind of put the color in because here's the thing. If you just wet a spot, put the pure color on there, it's going to kind of bead up on there and look really strange. So I'm going to have to dissolve it a little bit in advance. So let's get started here. Let's get, and I do like to wet my paper in advance, especially watercolor paper. I know this is really sexy. Super exciting to watch me wet watercolor paper, right? But if you really want to see what they look like, let's find that chocolate drop. That was the bone of my contention this week. And here I'm looking for, oh, they're not all up here. We're missing the bit of honey. Ooh, bit of honey. I think here's the chocolate drop. Taz has a surprise. Okay, Taz. Do tell, young lady, what kind of surprise. So I'm going to put one drop of the chocolate drop in that little well. I'm going to put a little spritz of color on it so we can see what it looks like. Looks like a little bit of chocolate, right? The only thing is I really can't afford to have this at an angle. So we're going to need this flat in order for it to work. And that way you guys can see the colors as I'm laying them down. Okay. So there is your chocolate drop. I know Miss McGee's been looking for a brown. So is Fairy Art Mother. Oh, she's doing some painting? You guys are talking about something that Taz is going to be doing here pretty soon here. It's very exciting. I'm excited about this. And a color that would look really lovely next to that brown. Of course, we know cyan would be the obvious one. I was going to break these up and put them together side by side. So, of course, they look beautiful. on camera to everybody, but because I don't want them to run together, I'm actually skipping a square. Wow, I'm so glad you guys have been watching me forever, so you're so forgiving while I get all my stuff together here. I don't normally play with water and epoxy on the same day, but this is a special event. So yeah, let's get this cyan aqua in here. Who has 2 left feet? Somebody's dancing. Now, what's exciting is we're actually playing with the lab colors. The last 2 weeks, we've been fooling around with my colors, what I made on my table that I sent to the lab, right? But that doesn't necessarily mean that they match exactly. Because when you make a big batch, a little batch, and then they try to get it into a big one, it looks like quinacridine gold, you used epoxy. I love that quinacridine gold and epoxy. I love quinacridine gold. I think we're all hooked on quinacridine gold. There's your cyan aqua. Here's what it looks like. Oh, there was a little brown on my brush. Well, we do know that brown and cyan go well together. That was kind of my plan, even though I didn't mean to quite do it like that. But I don't hate it, right? It's just there's a little bit too much water on that paper. I think I kind of overdid it. See if we can soak some of that up. But as you can tell, that cyan aqua and that brown looks gorgeous together. That, by the way, these are all up individually on the website. That's part of what's taken so much time this weekend is I got all the shots of these up individually for you guys. So let's move the cyan aqua down to the end of the line along with the chocolate drop. Now this is a color called Berry Wine. Now, I was trying to make something similar to our wine and roses. A little bit of a challenge. Just I'll put less water on there. I don't need as much water on there. I just need enough water to get it to move. I wish I didn't have to pre-dissolve it over here, but the color's just so concentrated. You really can't. I mean, I'll show you what happens when you put it on straight. See how it kind of turns dark in the center? Because it's really strong. Look at that. That's that berry wine. Crazy, huh? I don't want it to run, but it'll give you guys a better idea of what this looks like, that berry wine color. Now, next to that, let's do the Peribel. Now, that's my own name, Peribel, okay, which is my homage to periwinkle bell. I think there's a flower called bluebell blue. So it's a combination of periwinkle and bluebell to come up with the word Peribel, okay. And it is, I love that Hansa light blue. Yeah, it's a periwinkle. That I have so many colors called periwinkle, I had to come up with another name. Okay, now my brush has a little bit of pink on this. Awesome. Loida, I'm so glad to see you here, honey. So glad to see you here. Okay, so I'm just going to drop off the Peribel just to be safe here, just to be safe. Because again, it's pretty strong to put directly on this paper. I'm going to try it again. I'm just going to pick up some with this brush, put it in the center. Remember, these are pure. They're real strong. To see the nuance, you're going to need to actually have a little more water. That's kind of why doing them like this, you get to see the nuance. When it's really strong, there's no translucency to see the variations of that color. Oh yeah, you'll save a ton of money on these things. And you have complete power. Sheldon's right. He says if you do the math, yeah, this is like getting like 10 bottles of paint in one little bottle here. Okay, this is the color that kind of started this whole thing of let's do colors that people would want to use and not just give them the chemistry set to mix with. It's a color called Oh Snap. Oh Snap. It's my homage to Snapdragon in the primary element colors. A lot of people have asked me if I could do that. These are all still wet. Maybe if I take my blow dryer, I don't want to blow it around. I just want to dry it a little bit so they don't run together. Yeah, I got way too much water in there. I'm not going to waste your time doing that. If I have to do a second sheet, we do a second sheet, so be it. So let's do the Oh Snap. I am going to go back to putting it in this little well because this is so strong you can't really see the nuance of it. So there's the Snapdragon in that little well. I'm going to put a little drop of color on it. You can see it's already turning into that Snapdragon color. And there you go. There is Oh Snap. Might make such a, oh my God, look at that. He did a good job. Shane did a really good job on these. That's the guy in the lab that makes these. He takes my recipes and turns them into magic. So that color is called Oh Snap. And that is definitely an homage to the Snapdragon, right? Okay, so color that would look really pretty next to it, and I know it's a little bit risky because this paper is still wet, is Bit of Honey. Yeah, but when you start adding everything to it, you're going to get the nuance. Cindy says, what's her name? Casey's thinking this a little bit dark. It is, but when you start adding the nuance or we put it in the epoxy, it'll be just fine. Okay, let's do I'm going to try to do this Bit of Honey right next to it just because gold or yellow and violet are direct complements to one another. Here's your little lesson about that. The way to find the complement, okay, is the two colors. It takes two primaries to make a tertiary. So to make a purple, it took red and blue. The only color of the three primaries not made to use to make that Snapdragon color, which is red and blue, is basically yellow or gold. You can always find your complement as the one primary that is not used to make that color. So this is dribbling a little bit on us. I've already ruined my label. A little bit of messy here. And let's see what the Bit of Honey, I've been using this a lot. So the regular fans know what this looks like. Okay. There is your Bit of Honey. Sort of a cross between a curry yellow and an ochre, but a little bit prettier than a regular ochre. You can always dirty it up by adding like just a little tinge of green shade blue. Okay. But it is a gorgeous, gorgeous color. Okay, so there's the Bit of Honey. Let's play with the cotton candy. Messy is Bessie. Am I messy? I'm making a mess here, Sheldon. That's the best. I'm going to make a mess and have fun doing it, right? Oh, gosh, there's yellow on that brush. I guess. Yikes, I'm not cleaning my brushes out well, am I? Let me mop that yellow off. I kind of want to get truer color for you guys. So let's get a little pure water on it. I need another one of my little wells. We're running out of spots on the wells here. Let's get this cotton candy in here. Now the bottle looks lighter than mine, but I know what he put in it. Wow. This is so much fun. I can't believe how much fun this is. All right. So let's just spread some water in it. And here's that cotton candy you guys have been seeing me play with all this time. It is a really, really bright, in your face pink. And by the way, if you guys have seen any of my pieces, it's that hot pink that you see using over and over in these. This is that bit of honey. And I mean, that's the cotton candy. Okay. And that bit of honey is that gold, right? And here is your cyan aqua, but it's also mixing with the sky blue, which I'll mix up left. But I thought you guys should see how gorgeous that cotton candy is right here when it's used in the piece. Hey, Penny, how you doing, honey? Welcome to our Saturday watch party. We're getting ready for the countdown for the Carnival of Colors educational event. Yeah. Well, Loida, these are amazing. Loida says she loves the bold colors. The whole point of this is we're giving you highly saturated color in a bottle, and then you can do all kinds of stuff with that, right? It's totally up to you how creative you want to get with this. I'm going to turn this around. I want to keep this thing from falling off because it's the colors are kind of like taking us on a ride here. Okay, let's add, what do we got left? Ooh, now this is another blue. I kind of don't, I think I'll put the rusted oxide next to this cyan aqua. We know it's going to work. We always know that. Hi there, Sparkle. How you doing, honey? Welcome to the watch party. Art by Sparkle's in the house. Everybody say hi. So here's our rusted oxide. We worked really hard on getting this creamier. By the way, he said the batch of the red oxide that makes this was just not quite as thick as the last one. So it sure made it a lot easier to make this color for you guys, because originally anything with that rusted oxide, it was really super thick, like that original golden nickel. Really hard to get it out of the bottle. Okay, so here's some of my rusted oxide. Put in there. Now you can see you get that beautiful, bold rust color, which so many of us love. Add a little bit of this bit of honey yellow, right? You've almost got the perfect quinacridine, not really quinacridine gold, but close. Close enough for making some color options that you're looking for. So that's the rusted oxide. Hugs and Kisses. Now, this was me trying to make a red close to the Primary Elements Love Struck. Okay. Yeah, I'm in love with that rusted oxide. These colors are phenomenal. I'm so happy with what Shane did. I mean, I may make them for him or give him the recipes, but he's a master at making these. So she does. Well, I need to hook up with Miss Louise McKay. Thank you for saying that. Karen Avery said that she's been watching Louise McKay, and she's been using our products in her videos. That is so exciting. So this is a color called Hugs and Kisses. Now it's still looking a little brown to me, but we'll see what happens when I add a little water to it. Interesting. It's a red. It's really concentrated. Let me see if I can't get the paper next to it. There we go. That is so strong. Yeah, this red called Hugs and Kisses, it's a really dry red. And it was so strong straight out of the bottle. Look at that color. What's saying something about their shipping? Actually, they were boxing them up on Thursday and Friday. They're all leaving Monday and Tuesday, all of them. And we were going through all the orders, the names of everybody, making sure who was a club member or not. Because remember, club members are getting an extra gift. And Sally, you are a club member. So I'm going to show the extra gift at the end of this presentation. The color that, oh, come on. I don't want it running, but I want you to be able to see it. And so that's my challenge here. I want to tilt it at an angle, but you're not going to see it very well if they all run together. So that's not going to help you. Okay, let's get a couple more of these, wet it down. What have we got left? We've got the pale lavender. Okay, this is your bonus color. Everybody who orders a set now before Wednesday morning will receive the pale lavender and a 2-ounce bottle of Prism Pour from the Indian Summer set. We're going to break up a bunch of Indian Summer sets and give you guys a sample of Prism Pour and a full bottle of the pale lavender as a gift. Extra, girls. Okay, so here's your lavender. See how it's gone into a nice pale lavender color. Much different than the Snap. And 2 more colors. One is our sky blue, or blue skies. It's a sky blue color to me, but we called it blue skies. Is that how the song goes? Shining at me, nothing but blue skies do I see. Yeah, that's how the song goes, right? It was really pretty in that piece I just put up where the cyan aqua and the blue skies ran together in this piece. Somebody said they like this color. Well, remember, this is where they ran together. You can see the cyan aqua here, and you can see the blue skies right in here where it ran into all those colors. I'm just like totally blown away what they look like mixed together. Okay. Last but not least, definitely not least, is River Rock. Now, this is a, did I make a mistake? Should I not sing? Blue skies, sun and me. Hey, doesn't hurt to be happy. Oh, that's right. I got the mic on. You guys can actually hear everything I'm doing, even if I'm muttering. Judy said, be careful. Don't sigh or groan when you're thinking because it comes across on the camera. I'm thinking. And she's right. She's right. Don't want to be known as the sire. So here is a River Rock blue. Really nice, deep turquoise. And of course, finally, everybody's chomping a bit. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, there's 12 colors on here. Wow. Okay. Last but not least, and well, I guess I can still use the same paper. I was going to give Swamp Monster its own day in the sun, but what the heck. So this was a lab accident. We were making the brown. Thank you. Hazel said I can sing my heart out. We were making the brown, and I don't know if I've already told you guys in the intro, but not everybody was in here in the room. And it came out this really strange army green. And somebody said army green, and the guy in the lab goes, we need to call that Swamp Monster. So color art makes you what, John? Makes you happy, I hope. So here's officially Swamp Monster. I've had several people ask me to mix it up today and put a little bit of interference gold because they believe this will be like the green gold that everybody loves. Well, that's a pretty green. It's still an army green. That's an army green, guys. That is definitely rich. But I will be curious to see what that looks like with some interference gold in it. All right. So how are we doing on our time? 12:54. So it is 9:54 Pacific Standard Time. Is that correct? Almost 10 o'clock. So we've got an hour. Okay. 1 hour to go. And then we're going to give away the secret words, my secret words. Okay. I'm going to sit this over here to the side so it can dry and get it out of the way. And I'm going to get these bottles, except the ones I know I'm going to use today. And yes, Fairy Art Mother, I'm still going to use some of my favorite colors. I can already hear her say, use something different. But they're so pretty. Aren't they? They're so pretty. So, and I know if you guys had a chance to see my broadcast yesterday talking about skins, I really want to do some kind of concept where maybe I'll take a piece. There's this artist named Tomoko, and she's just super creative, where maybe I block half of this out, maybe with black or some sort of solid red, and then lay on some kind of gorgeous skin over the top of it. I'm going to start looking at what we got to do inlay work. And also, for me, I'd rather have this laying on something black or maybe straight turquoise or something that's going to make this pink flash, right? Today is the day. It definitely is, Luna. Definitely the day. So anyway, let's get our setup going here. I already have my colors mica pulled to mix with these things. I've just got to get these bottles out of the way so I've got room for everything. So bear with me. I'm going to use that color too. We're going to use those. I don't know. The river rock might be absolutely gorgeous, but I have a tendency, last time I did this, I went overboard and used way too many colors. And so I want to go back and do what we know works, right? So, especially in an event like this where we've got so many people in front of us. Okay, so I have my silicone mat here on top of my board, on top of my wheel here. Okay, so we'll be able to do this. Now, what we're going to do, what I'm going to do is we're going to do a Nautilus swipe in epoxy. Now, when this first rounded out and it didn't react right the event is actually here. I mean, I'm going to do my part here, and my secret word comes here, sparkle. And then there'll be a link to all the other channels. Now, you don't have a comment box. There's no place to go back and write a comment. I can't do anything about that right now. Anyway, this was a resin swipe swirl. So there was, what happened with the whole silicone thing is I was doing this piece and accidentally put my stick across it, and some of the silicone dropped in my gold. And so when I did a piece that day, I got all this crazy lacing by using the silicone and yet no pitting. I mean, come on. We have heard for how many years have we heard, don't put silicone in your acrylic. If you top coat it with epoxy, we're in trouble. It pits. Now, I do have a workaround. Everybody claims to have a workaround. No, you don't scrub the canvas. No, you don't put, my technique is not putting baby powder on it. And my workaround was actually another accident. So what my workaround is, if I put silicone in the acrylic paint, what I do is I'll take alcohol and wash the whole thing off with alcohol. But I've already got, and it's got to be Liquitex high gloss varnish. That's what I use. Okay. I've already got my gloss varnish there. I've got a wooden dowel with this one of those sponges at the end. And there was a technique years ago, an old style technique for applying crackle paste. I kind of want to address this now so everybody knows how to do this. It is, Catherine. The comments will show up as soon as the live is over. That's the one thing about an actual live. Casey's right. Um, So what I did was, and how I do it, so the old crackle technique was you would apply crackle paste. I'll go this way, one direction, left to right. You go to the next section up, one direction, left to right. They never went back over one another. You don't do any cross hatching. You're applying the paste left to right, left to right, left to right on top of each other. So what I did when I wanted to block the silicone from coming through the acrylic and affecting my resin is I washed the piece down completely with alcohol, and within seconds of it drying, you can't wait till the next day. You're going to have to wash it again because then the oil will keep coming up. You apply the Liquitex gloss varnish, the left to right, next section up, left to right, next section up. Let them go across. Don't go over one another. No cross hatching. If you miss a spot, just go straight over that line. Let that dry about a half an hour, and then you do bottom to top or top to bottom across, like you're lacing almost the top of a pie, right? So then I do a second layer after the first layer is dried like this. Then there's a third layer, again, like the original one. After that dries, the resin will be like glass. There is no pits, but you can't wash it and then wait. I think some of these techniques that people are doing, they're thinking they can wash the canvas and then the next day do whatever it is they're doing. And that silicone's still going to push up overnight. And the cross hatching, the action of moving it back and forth across that acrylic is what keeps driving the silicone to the top. So that's why you just want to apply the varnish left to right. But never in a million years would I have thought of putting it, the actual oil, in the resin. But I got no pitting. So the next day when I went to look at this thing, it was like I had done an acrylic swipe with a top coat, all in one. And so it's kind of started me on this journey. My poor color play fans have been seeing me do nothing but play with epoxy for the last week and a half. I'm kind of hooked because I want to prove this. So I started on 4x4 canvases, and then I went to 6x6 tiles and 10x14 tiles, and now a practice canvas. And also it was to get my confidence up because I don't have as much experience playing with resin any more than anybody else, unless you're playing with it all the time. It's still very new, as you know, it takes practice, right? So the more I do this, the more it builds up my confidence. Okay, so let's get all these colors over here. Let's get something mixed up. I promise I'll show you the swamp monster. Whether it actually fits my piece, that will be another thing to figure out. So yeah, I had all these ready for yesterday, and then the live didn't go off as planned. So we're going to use some of the cyan blue. This is my old bottle. Let's use the new bottle, cyan blue. We're going to use some of this crazy neon yellow green. That'll be in the next set. Okay. And I can do that with a little bit of the eye gold and the sparkle gold. I'm going to do my bit of honey. I'm going to actually have it be my gold. So I'm not going to do a gold and a bit of honey. I'm going to put the bit of honey in my gold color, along with a tiny bit of some Aztec yellow. Now I have the colors pulled. I really want to do a base with the Vivid Intense Titan Teal. So this is going to be my color base. And then, of course, Dancing Fuchsia. That would be a really pretty color to play with. So that one is going to have the eye blue, sparkle blue. Both of these will have the eye blue, sparkle blue. This is going to have the eye gold, sparkle gold. I don't know about mixing up the river rock with this. Well, actually, with that dark teal on the bottom, this may not look bad. Okay. And with my Dancing Fuchsia, I still want to do the pink. I'm in love with the cotton candy pink. So let's get some cups going here. Let's get some mixing happening here. Looks like I've got something in the bottom of this cup. Let's make sure these work. All right. We want to get our light base done, so I'll do the boring one first. And I'm going to do 2 pieces. Hopefully, we'll have time for them. Because we only have 55 minutes, and then we got to announce the secret word. Then it got 10 minutes to go. So I'm going to put a generous amount of the Titan Teal in there. Very cool. We got 44 people watching. Incidentally, guys, this is a regular show that comes on Tuesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. So make sure to come back and visit Color Play Live. This isn't just a one and done deal for the watch party. I'm on here every single week, right? So here is the Titan Teal. This will make a really nice base for color. Really gorgeous base, and it'll complement what we're doing. Get that out of the way. Get the chocolate drop out of the way. I got way too many colors on this table. All right, let's do the 2 that we know we're going to have the same eye blue and the interference blue, the sparkle blue and interference blue. So I don't need a whole cup of this. We're just going to do about half of these. And one thing about epoxy is it gets everywhere. A lot of us can tell. I love what it looks like, but it's messy. Make sure you guys always have a spray bottle of alcohol around and lots of paper towels or puppy pads soaked with the alcohol so you can have that for cleanup. Because if you make a mess, the way to clean up your epoxy is with alcohol, okay? So let's add some of this cyan aqua. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now you may be wondering why so much. Remember, the color is really, really clean. That means a few drops, you get translucency, more, or almost transparent. A few more drops, translucent. Oh my God, Harley just jumped on the top of my resin chamber. Oh, I'm going to kill that cat. Not literally, I love my cat. I would never hurt my baby, but he is being mischievous today. Anyway, the more you add, the more opacity you're going to get. So I'm adding about 8 drops because I want a little bit more opacity. This is the Dancing Fuchsia. What the teal, the Titan Teal, what do you need to know, Scarlett? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm putting about 8 drops in all of these. Oh, of course he wants attention. He's all about being in the middle of it. Yesterday, he kept trying to come into the broadcast, and he never does that. I mean, I have so much blocking them coming back. I have stuff blocking both ways coming back here. Hopefully, he won't leap over it and cause a hassle here. All right, so I have some of the sparkle blue and interference blue. For those of you that are new and don't know the difference, okay, real quick, you guys have to learn this. Interference mica is a coating. And interference, the word interference means it interferes with the light waves, and changes the way you see the color. It basically bends the light waves, okay? And what's interesting is it's one of the only minerals, though, that still allows 95% light to pass through it. So imagine you got your interference mic on the surface, the light passes through it, hits the base of color you got it sitting on. I have a little mic on here because I'm going to show you what it looks like on my glove. Passes through and bounces back. It refracts back and forth, kind of how a diamond refracts by the way it's cut, or a rhinestone or Swarovski crystal. Same thing with the interference. And it comes in 3 different particulate sizes in our line. It's in the Bling It line, okay? For example, here is the Bling It Blue Diamond, okay? Larger flakes. So I'm going to show you on my hands the different particulates and why they work that way. So the interference interferes with the color, right? And you see the blue on my glove before you see the black of my glove underneath it. Now, if you put it on your skin, it's even more apparent because you'll see the color on your skin and the color of your skin beneath it. That's how I made this my own discovery. No one taught me this. I suddenly noticed that I could see the color of my skin. Now, here is the sparkle. Here is your fine. Here is the sparkle. It's a slightly larger flake. And then the diamond is a really big flake. Okay. If I wanted to add interference to the resin art, do I need to add? No, you're watching me put it in right now. I'm adding interference right now. So I've got resin. No, the only time, Kathleen Mefford just asked a good question. She thinks you need to do art fluid. And vivid art fluid is only designed to pre-dissolve primary elements because the color base is different. It won't dissolve directly in resin. Primary elements doesn't work that way. It's meant for water cleanup, soap and water. So you have to use the vivid art fluid. That's right, Catherine. I'm glad you asked. When you're doing the primary elements. But if you're mixing directly in resin, no, you don't need any vivid art fluid. I am putting 1/4 teaspoon of sparkle in each one of my dancing fuchsia and my cyan aqua. I'm putting some of the fine interference in each one of them. Absolutely. Don't lose the top, Leslie. I hate it when your fingers don't feel something. My fingers can't feel it. Faulty, my fingers are a little bit numb here. So, okay. So what do these look like? See, there was no vivid art fluid in this, Catherine, and I'm so glad you asked. There is no dumb questions here. As a matter of fact, tomorrow's question, one of the questions tomorrow is going to be, what is vivid art fluid used for? So what is it used for? You can use it to tighten the canvas. You can use it to make a color spray. You can use it 50-50 with water and kind of make your primary elements or anything like into a watercolor because it acts as a binder. But it also pre-dissolves the colors for your primary elements before you put them in resin. So if you guys have one of those answers tomorrow, you will have answered it correctly, because I am going to ask tomorrow, what is vivid art fluid used for? Okay, and this is the dancing fuchsia. Yeah, see, her husband loves it in an air gun. Casey's husband likes, well, you can airbrush with it, yeah, but you got to put a little color in there. Basically, it's a pure acrylic with no thickener in it. It looks like skim milk. And so it's a binder. Like I said, I mix it 50-50 and spray the back of my canvases to tighten up my canvases. Okay, look at how pretty. Oh my God. Did I say something too fast? Let me get that down. Pre-dissolve your primary elements, tighten up your canvas. You can make a spray. I thought we sent you some, Sheldon, in this last box that went off to you. If you didn't get it, because I asked him to send you a bottle without the label, now that the label's in. By the way, the Vivid Art Fluid is back in stock officially. Oh. Okay, so there's 2 of our colors. Let's get our gold and our pink and blue done. I think I'm done with the interference blue and the sparkle blue, hopefully. Get them back in my box over here. I'm a little neat, Nick. If you guys haven't figured me out yet, I kind of like to, especially when we're playing with epoxy. 45 minutes. Thank you, Casey. All right, let's mix these quick. We're going to make our golds with a bit of honey and the pink. I may only have to be able to do 1 swipe, but that's okay. I'd rather them see what I can do with the river rock in 3 different colors of mica, because we have a larger audience today. And those of you guys in the Color Play Live have seen some of this, but the audience we have today has not seen all of this. Okay, so let's get our gold going here. I'm going to put in, now I'm using 2 different particulates in the gold. I'm using golden maple, which is a larger flake, okay? And I'm going to use the Emperor's Gold, which is an ultra fine flake. And then I'm going to add some bit of honey. No, I'm not going to, John. Nope. 8-ounce bottle is pretty much it right now. That's the labels we have. It's a good idea, but for now, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10 bit of honeys in there. Remember, now here's the deal. Why am I putting color in gold paint? Because if you look at the 24 karat gold by DecoArt, the beautiful metallics that Rust-Oleum makes, that Golden makes, and then when you put a gold mica in acrylic, you wonder why yours doesn't have quite the pizzazz as the 24 karat gold. It's because they actually put color in the paint. It's not just mica. It will give you color, right? Color creates more color. So let's add some more color to our gold. We've got some of our bit of honey in here. And now we're going to do just 2 drops of the Aztec yellow. I just want to warm it up a bit. Okay. This is the one that's going to have the silicone. The silicone that hasn't been giving us any problems is the Micro Lube Type 250 CST viscosity. That's what we've been using. I'm going to take a bamboo skewer, the butt end of the bamboo skewer, and just add a few drops of this. Oh, I should put it afterwards. Actually, one little tip. When you're using silicone, the more you stir it, the smaller the cells. I forgot. I want to put the silicone in at the end after I get this mixed up. Definitely. Yeah, Sheldon, it's really interesting. A lot of people don't realize that why they love that. Oh, that DecoArt is so beautiful. But when I mix up just cold mica powder, why doesn't it look the same? Because there's actually yellow in it. There's yellow in it. Okay, now I'm going to put the silicone in. There's a little bit in there that I want the silicone big droplets. Okay, that's enough. And I'm going to just give it 1 stir. Boom, I'm done. No more stirs on the gold. Okay, that's the one that's got the silicone in it for us. All right, let's do the, my favorite color in the whole wide world, cotton candy. We're going to do this neon green. Just making sure there was no yellow in that cup. And I may be running out of time. I know you guys are going to want to see this mixed up, but I don't know how it's going to fit my piece, to be honest. I know Kathleen wants to see. If I have extra resin, I'll mix it up, and then I'll just pour it out in the mold, because I know she's right. If I put a little bit of gold in there, that's going to look like that famous green gold that we all love. Okay. So no, this will be coming in the next set. We're going to do 2 8-piece sets of fluorescents coming out soon. The colors are going to the lab this week. And so, yeah, let's get that bit of honey out of the way. So we're going to do the Pinkaholic chick. I wasn't, but and I want to see what his cotton candy looks like versus mine. Remember, these are the final bottles going to you guys. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10 in there. We've been using, well, what you can do is, if you've got a card, yeah, you can't do it in advance. I'm gonna put a pre-order up, but it's gonna be a very short pre-order. This last pre-order almost was like 2.5 weeks. We do a pre-order event on this, okay? It's going to be up and then shipping as soon as possible. I don't want to do a long pre-order event and make people wait, but you can, as soon as they're up, I'll make the announcement and let all you guys know. Here's some Interference Violet, but I'm going to pizzazz it up a little bit and add some of this Sparkle Red. It'll make it dance, okay? And then let's do this Neon Green and the River Rock. I'm worried about time now, guys, because I have to be done and give you at least 5-10 minutes to go get a drink, run to the restroom, get some food before we all run over to Priscilla's channel to watch the videos for the rest of the day, which is why we're all here. I mean, I'm doing my normal Saturday live, but today is all about the Carnival of Colors spring educational event. Yeah, I know. Everybody wants to pre-order them. As soon as I get the lab samples off to him, I'll put them up. But I have to mix my own colors so you can at least get a photo. I can't put them up without a photo, right? So I get you guys chomping at the bit. You want to be first. I understand. Okay, here's that crazy neon we played with last time. This green, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is my lab sample, 6, 7. So the bottle's not full, actually. 8, 9. Last time I did it was really transparent, so I'm trying to push it to 10 drops on that. I mean, really insane. I mean, I'm waiting for the cotton candy, and it's going to be gorgeous. And we'll put the River Rock Blue in here because it's going to be gorgeous. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Thank you, River Rock Blue. That came out nice. And the River Rock Blue, I'm actually going to put eye green in. I was planning on showing you, it in 3 colors, but we don't have enough time for me to mix this into 3 colors. I normally do it when I'm doing the acrylics. So for the River Rock Blue, let's add some Interference Green, but Sparkle Blue, because blue and green makes turquoise. So we're still keeping it turquoise, right? But I'm using the large particulate blue and the fine Interference Green. And then in the neon, hey, Lobster Lady's here. How you doing, sweetheart? I've been meaning to call you the last couple of days, but I've just been buried trying to get all the individuals up on the website. Yeah, all these colors I showed you today are now up on the website, can be individually purchased. And as of Wednesday, they're officially shipping on regular shipping, and the pre-event bonus will go out sometime Wednesday morning. Plan on basically not being able to do it after late Tuesday night. Whenever I wake up Wednesday morning, I'm taking them down. But the pre-order event, the chance to get the free gift, will be there till Wednesday morning or Tuesday night. But they're already up there for individual purchases. Okay, let's get this, check this out. You guys have got to see this. I'll do the Swamp Monster tomorrow, I promise, guys. Wait till you see this crazy neon green. Now, when I mixed it in the other one, I mixed it straight so you could see how transparent it was. It is such a gorgeous color. Here is our cotton candy. Great name for it. When it first came out, everybody wanted to call it Barbie Pink. But of course, Barbie, the movie, has got trademark stuff going on, so you can't exactly do that, right? And then let's look at the River Rock Blue. I've not really played with this much on my live. You guys have not seen me mix this up. Let's not dump that mic in there. This has interference green, so we're going to get a little bit of a green tilt to it, but it's got the sparkle blue. There you go. Look at that gorgeous color. I am just loving that color. All right, let's do a piece. We've all been waiting to have a little fun, to do some color, okay? And even though it's on a turntable, it's not to spin. It's so I can get to the other side, okay? Now, some of this I'll be standing, some of I won't. Give me a chance to get some alcohol. Remember, I told you to have alcohol on your table. Get my hands clean of all the epoxy. Yeah, River Rock, such a pretty color. I'm running out of names for beautiful turquoises. Anybody decides they want to send me some fun names, always can email me cool, creative names. I'm open to them. All right, I'm putting an extra glove on my right hand. Even though I have now a lever on the floor that I can push and start my gun, and the button, I'll show you in a minute, is taped up. I taped up my button, right? And then this is plugged into a foot pedal on the floor so I can turn this off and on, right? You still want to have extra gloves on if you're going to do what they call grease the wheel, like lay some color base down. I was planning on doing a small one and a big one, but I think I'm going to do just one big one. Oh my God, come on, glove, get on. I'm struggling getting the glove on. It just doesn't want to find the right fingers in the right spot. Okay. And let's get one of these. I've got this round here. I wanted to do a smaller one because the last time I kind of messed up on my spin. The one before was gorgeous. That's the one I showed you. But the one that I messed up on, I did not. All right. Okay, so this is going to be the two trust of the microphone. Fairy Art Mother. Yes, she's the one that sent the pedal. Well, she told me how to get the pedal. I'm putting this up so you can see me. Arissa did the dragon, but it was 2 episodes ago. I think it was the winter event. Last, God, was it November? It was it wasn't the January event. It was the one before. It was the last event in 2023, I think, had the dragon. Arissa Rue at the time. I think that's still the name of her channel, even though she did get married. Congratulations, Arissa. Okay, so I'm going to take this Titan Teal. Yeah, it's 3 events ago. And I'm going to grease the wheel with the Titan Teal. I'm in love with this color, by the way. By the way, any of our Vivid Intense, if you see the word Titan in front of it, like Titan Buff by Golden, Titan Teal by us, it means it's got titanium dioxide in it. I guess I'm going to put this whole thing on here. Need a little bit more. Scrape the most of the color off. Let me get my gun, which happens to be on the floor. Not a good spot for it. See, there's the sigh. Sorry, Fairy Art Mother. She warned me not to sigh too much because you guys can hear everything. But, you know, sigh. I'm in love. The sky is blue. Sigh. Sorry for making fun of the sighs there. Okay, this is going to run a little bit smoother now that it's warmed up. And I promise I have a tendency to use way too much color when I do this. So I've tried this time to use the right amount of color. I'm going to get this evenly dispersed. Still looks like we could use probably what's left in the cup. And since I have this glove on to do that, I might as well. Oh my God. Harley came in here and he's on the back of my chair. He's being a good boy. He just needs to stay there. Okay, first color down. Let's do some River Rock Blue on the bottom. No real method to my madness yet. But again, we're going to just try to do a stripe from the center out. I'll do a second one after we log off. I'm going to have to do something with this or just pour them out. You know what I'll do? I think I'll pour it out in this and we'll make a skin at the end. Why not? Then I got some skins to work with. This is the cotton candy. This is that neon lime green. It doesn't have a name yet. Well, I can't believe it. I don't have a dozen colors here. This is all the colors I have to put on. Talk about restraint for Leslie. If you guys know me well enough, this is pretty restrained for me. And then the gold that has the silicone, I'm going to drizzle a little bit across the top and then put a tiny bit here. If I can keep it tiny in my starting point, okay? Now let's get the gun on and get this warmed up. I'm just going to get it warm. I'm not trying to blow it around. I'm just trying to make it soft and puddly, right? Okay. Now this I kind of have to sit for. I'm done on both my phone and laptop. What do you mean you're done? You have to go? What do you mean you're done? No, don't leave us. Don't leave us. Okay. Well, it didn't quite get warm enough, but I'm going to lay some of my color back on here. Then what I'm going to do, it adds another little accent over here. I had to do the other one the same way. Still learning when to take that paddle and pull it down. I think this is more of a learning curve, right? But the colors are gorgeous, just gorgeous. A little bit. Oh, where's my cyan blue? Gotta have that cyan blue. Oops, my stick is right there I'm sitting down trying to add this on, guys, if you wonder why I'm at a different angle. Okay, let's get this warmed up. Warm it up a little bit longer. I'm so afraid of burning it. Years ago, I burnt epoxy, and so I have a tendency to under warm it versus over warm it, right? Because when you burn it, once you burn it, it's never quite exactly the same. Get the back of this as clean as I can. Ew, come on, don't knock that over, Les. Sorry, I've got a real small space here. All right, let's see what happens if I just continue with my swipe there. Wow. I do like that over the top of that. See if I can find something smaller to pull it the other way. See if I can get this to kind of pull in here so they look like they belong, right? I'm just trying to figure out what I can do to kind of make this look like it blends. But I don't want to overwork it. Okay, one more heat and then I'm going to tilt this thing. I can't see any comments. Well, people are thanking me already. Maybe we would have time to do both pieces. Look at the time now, 13:35. So we've got 25 minutes, right? What can I do to entertain you guys for the next 10, 20 minutes? Ooh, 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 ooh. Wow. I'm kind of digging something that's happening right in here in the middle. Okay, so I'm going to tilt this slightly this way. You want me to sing? Then I'm going to kind of bring it down here because if I can get that gold and just spread out that gap, tighten up that gap a little bit right here. Just tighten up that gap. So it looks like I meant to leave a little bit of that turquoise negative space. You know what I'm going to have to do? I'll have time to mix up some of the Swamp Monster, and I'm also going to be able to show you what I was going to show you with one of the blues. You know, I don't mind that at all. This is kind of pretty. I don't know how much you guys can see this because I'm sitting down, so I'm going to go real slowly and give you a gander at this at the close-up. I am loving that gold and that dancing fuchsia. Holy moly. Look at that. That's insane what it's doing. And then even just the little, I realize I'm still a baby. I'm a novice when it's coming to do this swipe. So part of me wants to warm up right here. It looks like this doesn't belong. So I'm going to move this down. There we go. Don't drip it on yourself, Leslie. Try to keep it from dripping on me. I just kind of want to make it look like it's a single piece, like it belongs. Okay. I'm very excited by this. So you guys can still hear me? Is that a yes? Let me get my area here cleaned up. And now we can also do some tile swipes. I'll mix up some of the Swamp Monster and we'll do a tile swipe because I still have a little epoxy left. Just let me get my tools clean. That's the one thing you cannot wait on. Your tools have to be cleaned up at the time. All this is alcohol and paper towels cleaning up my tool. Acrylic paint I'm not so worried about, but I definitely want to get the epoxy off this. It will peel off, but I kind of don't want to take that chance. Same thing with this one. This is where I pulled that little bit of pink over. Get this off. Yeah, that's one thing. You cannot be too tidy when you're doing these things. Now, a little trick for anybody doing live events. Oh God, there's resin here too. Oops. Sorry, a couple minutes before I talk about the trick. You've got to get your tools clean. First and foremost. And that's the one thing about the lives. You can't hide anything alive. It has to be real. It's the real deal. No faking it. No second take. What you see is what you get. Okay, so one little trick I've learned, I can put paper towels completely down in front of the area where I'm working, even with all that wet epoxy. And as long as I've got silicone underneath it, the paper towels soak it all up, and it still gives me a working spot. So let's bring the camera down. To where we're at right here. 56 people watching. Holy moly. What time is it? Well, it's still 20 till. Okay. I wanted to have a chance to make sure the secret word gets said. You know, there is time to probably do another one, but I think the color mixing is so interesting to people. And a lot of people want to see this swamp monster mixed up, that new accident that happened in the lab. I'm just trying to clean up my area here. All right, there we go. So we got a place to work that's clean, and all that sticky resin is underneath it. Okay. Yeah, I got another cup of a little cup of epoxy. I'm going to have to figure out something to do with it. I was really hoping to cover up this piece I showed you yesterday that I want to finish, but I think we'll get more out of the color mixing. Swamps. Oh, yes, ma'am. We just need more cups. Got to get some more cups out here. Get the swamp monster going. Okay, Casey, everybody keep track of that. Casey, right at 11, I want you to post a secret word. I'll try to keep my eyes on it so I can actually tell everybody what the secret words are. I'll say them out loud while you post them in the feed and give everybody a chance to do this. So, all right, we're all cleaned up. Let's get, I want to put red in that green, but you guys are going to think I'm nuts. I know that the first, Kathleen McGee's first instinct was let's do gold because it'll look like the green gold by that golden color that everybody likes, that green gold. So I'm going to use, I'm looking for them, sparkle gold. And yeah, we're going to put gold in it. We will. Even though I'll tell you what, if I put red in it, it would blow your mind. Sparkle red, not interference red. But let's start with the gold. Okay. So let's put a little bit of the epoxy in here. Yeah, I know everybody wants to see. I'm glad we have time to do this swamp monster. Now, everybody understand, now that we got 56 people watching, the pre-order event and the Purely Pigments is going to, by the way, Harley's joined us. He's decided to be a good boy. Is going to be on pre-event special, meaning there's gifts coming with it for the people that waited for it. Those of you that get it this weekend, that's okay. You're piggybacking on the back of the free product of the live event. Those of you that decide to still become an Art of Color Club member, you still can. If you become a member, your package is not only going to have the beautiful pale lavender, but you're going to get a free bottle of the Swamp Monster. This eventually be up on sale on the website individually, But right now, it's not going in anything except the club member gift. Okay. That's what we're going to do with this thing. And so club members always get extra goodies. For those again who are new and never come and seen my lives, I'm on Tuesday, Fridays, and Saturdays, always on the lives. If you go to my channel, you have to go to the live section to see it. I am trying to get StreamYard to allow me to pre-record it. There were some technical issues this morning. Hopefully I can get it worked out. So tomorrow's watch party is actually in the feed that StreamYard has set up for me. But at this time, we did have to go to a second live today. Now, about a month and a half ago, it was an idea from a color play. Go Club members, right? From someone watching color play said, why don't you have a membership for color addicts? Oh, isn't he being good? Don't be fooled by this. Okay. This is not normal for him. He's just being really good right now. So we needed to raise capital. We're trying to retrofit the building to start producing our twinks, and then we have to build this hot box. Okay, so I had this brilliant idea. Let's start a membership. So if you go to the ColourArte website, you're not going to see the 20% codes anymore. The only discount codes that are floating out right there are from our affiliates. They're going to be giving you their codes in all the videos this weekend. Now, the codes won't work if you try to use your membership card to buy something. You can't use it. Here, I knew he'd be coming down. Look at him. He's going to try to get onto something. You cannot use the affiliate code along with buying something with a membership. Okay, it's blocked. So you can't use a coupon code if you're using your membership card. Your membership card's already marked off 40%. So it's not like you're really, some are 50%. If you buy that big card, $1,500 for $3,000 worth of product, that is a big card. But the idea was to have a membership for people who love the product, devoted to the product, have a sampling program. He is crawling over here on everything. Harley, dude, you have got to get off this table. I'm going to hold him and make him mad, make him sit here so he'll try to run away. Try to run away. Try to run away. Go away. Go away. Okay. Dude, thank you. Okay. All right. Anyway, the point was we have the membership drive. The cards are still up there. They were meant to go down as of the 30th, but I am still installing the membership software. So for the next few days, you can still become a member. You can still get your free event gift by joining the club and getting your set 3. I want you to do it. It's going to go into the live chat at exactly 11 o'clock. Casey wants to know when to do the secret word. And then I'm going to say it out loud, okay? Because people need to hear me say the secret words, the first part of the event. For you guys to do the secret words. I'm so excited. Okay, let's look at this swamp monster. Before Harley's, yeah, I know. Harley's fur is attached to everything right now. It's all over the place. He's a pretty boy. You know what's interesting about the rag dolls? They really don't shed. Now, put it in the comments of the live chat. Okay. Yes, put them in the live chat comments right at 11 so everybody can write it down. I'm also going to try to say it out loud so everybody can hear me say it, Casey. All right. So here's the swamp monster. 1, 2, 3. It looks really strong. I'm putting 5 in there right now. It looks like a real strong color. I want to see what it looks like all in its own, kind of that dirty, olivey color you guys are talking about, right? Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens when we add the gold. Yours sheds like crazy. I have hardly any fur on my rag doll. I mean, he's got a lot of fur, but I don't find tufts of fur from him all over the house. Not like I used to have Persians, and they definitely shed it everywhere. Okay, so here is Swamp Monster. Wow, it's kind of a khaki. Ooh, the resin's starting to get warm. Well, we're at 100 minutes, so wow. That's a crazy color. Wonder what happens if I actually, I don't know. Let's put, yeah, Himalayans definitely shed. Definitely shed, as do the Persians. I just put a couple drops of neon in here to see what that does. Wow, this resin's seizing up on me. It's starting to get sick. Okay, so while I have the opportunity, I really wanted to show you guys earlier, and I'm going to have a chance to do it now. I use River Rock Blue as the example. Okay, you need to see how the colors change with the different mica. So I'm just going to pour the rest of this resin off in here. You get it in smaller cups, it has less of a chance of going off. Come on, baby. Come to mama. Yeah, we're getting thick here. Good thing our piece was already done. That's the thing. I mix up the resin and then I talk for an hour. Right? And then you hope there's enough working time for me to actually do something with it. That's the tricky part of doing the color mixing and epoxy right on camera. Yeah, it's getting sticky. Okay, so because we don't have as much in here, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 drops in each one. That one had 4. And in the first one, and it's really the fine interference that makes the difference. Remember, the ultra fine is really shifty. It has strong coverage. Now, I'm not going to use as much because we're not making up as much. Let me get my spoon. Let's be careful about this. Normally, I'm using a 1/4 teaspoon. This is a 1/16 of a teaspoon. So there's the eye green. This one I'm mixing with eye blue. 1/16 of a teaspoon. And this one will be the eye violet, wherever that is. So here's a violet. Now here's what I keep telling you. Interference bends the light. It changes the way you see the color. Without light, we can't see color. That's what's so interesting about this whole shebang, okay? Without light, you don't see color. I'm sorry putting all my tops back on. If I don't do that, I'm going to knock something over and make a mess. All right, so this one is the green. This is the River Rock Blue. I'm looking to see if I have a board next to me. Oh, I do. I have one of these boards I can put these colors on and spread them out. Oh, I have a tile. I think I have a tile somewhere here. So there it is in the interference green. Here it is mixed in interference blue. See? Completely. Oh, I'm loving that on the blue. I should have done that piece. I did it in green because I just wanted to show it off, but look how pretty that is in the interference blue. Completely different colors. Then the one with the violet, completely changes the color. Look at that color. You put it in the interference blue. Wow. I mean, interference violet. Wow. Okay, now this is, wow, look at that. You can kind of see the nuance of the purple in there. So let's just kind of spread it out on this board, okay? Just so we can kind of see the differences between the three. This is going to be an interesting little experiment here. You guys can't see me, sorry. Here is the one with the purple. I'm not even sure if this is going to work, but I'll lay it out with the violet. And then this one, it's okay. It's for experimental purpose, right? This is the one with the green. The point of this exercise is to show you 5 interferences. I only use 5 interferences to make 314 primary element colors. I use the different particulate sizes, large, medium, and small. And occasionally you might find a copper or bronze in it, but copper or bronze takes over color. And so I find the interference is the best way to alter your colors. But look at that. You see this? That's River Rock Blue in violet, River Rock Blue in the turquoise, in the green, and River Rock Blue in the blue. Wow. Oh, you want me to put the swamp monster on here? Okay. It wasn't really part of the exercise, but okay. You want to see me put a swatch of this down? Got it. I will. Let me put it down. And then I'll show you guys. My tablet just went off. So let me see if I can get it to turn back on. Of course, it has to happen right in the middle of the broadcast. Oh, great. It just died. So, Casey, we're going to do this early, honey. It is officially 10:56 a.m. Please give us the secret words now because I'm going to have to read what you write on my phone. My tablet just died. She's going to go look it up. Here is your swamp monster. Here's the River Rock Blue with the violet. Here's the River Rock Blue with the green and the River Rock Blue with the blue. Yes, Priscilla Batzell is next up, Expressionist Art Studio. I need these secret words, Casey. What are the secret words? No, I knew that my tablet didn't have as much juice as my phone. Okay, secret word alert. Colors are the 3 secret words to begin the secret phrase for this event is, what did she says? Colors are the. Colors are the. Okay. Well, since the tablet died, I can't even see anybody's comments anymore. I was planning on running another 10 minutes, but Priscilla Batzell starts at 11:15. If we knock off right now, that gives everybody a chance to go get a drink, grab a piece of something to eat, run to the ladies' room. Audra, it's been a pleasure. So those of you who are listening, colors are the is your secret word. River Rock Blue, oh yeah, buddy. I am loving the River Rock Blue colors. Amazing how they look. Yeah, let's all take a break and we'll meet up at an Expressionist Art Studio. I'll see you guys in there in the live chat. I want to thank you for joining me. Tomorrow's watch party is at 9:30. Now, I might not be doing much color mixing, might do a little show and tell because it's all about having a pop quiz about maybe what we learned today. Like, okay, what do interferences do? They bend the light. Remember that. Love you guys. See you tomorrow. Actually, I'll see you at Expressionist Studio in just about 15 minutes. I'll be on the chat with everybody else. Love you bunches. See you tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, right here, an hour and a half before Britta Clayton's event starts. And yeah, we need to go to the men's room. I didn't mention which room. I just said you got to take a break and go to the restroom. Okay. So you guys have a beautiful weekend. Thank you for joining us for the spring educational event, Carnival of Colors. Love you so much. Remember, you can still get those pre-event gifts. Bye, everybody.